And we are following breaking news right now. Local officials are currently at a press conference updating the public with the very latest details. Let's take a listen in.
Shot, laying on the floor. A quick sweep of the house to determine if there were any threats to any other individuals in the house or to the officers themselves was conducted, and the two individuals that were shot were then taken to area hospitals. Both individuals were pronounced dead, unfortunately, upon arrival at the hospitals or shortly after arrival. Suffolk County Police Department Homicide Squad, as well as detectives from this department, are currently investigating this incident. As was reported in the release, there were 3 adults in the house, so we believe there were 3 adults in the house at the time, and 1 child. The child is a 1.5-year-old. The child was the child of the 2 individuals who were shot and are now deceased. The female that was in the house was an acquaintance of both the gunshot victims. At this point in time, we don't know exactly what transpired. We know that this was not a home invasion. We know that there was no gang involvement. We're pretty confident, we're very confident, that there's no threat to the public. Whatever happened there was in the confines of that house. We're not going to speculate at this time on exactly what happened. There is considerable forensic evidence to be gone through, and of course we'll be waiting for an ME's report. The investigators will be waiting for that report. I'll take any questions if you have them.
Chief, Suffolk Police have confirmed that it's a murder-suicide. Is that what it looks like?
We're not going to speculate on that at this time. I think it's too early. That is a potential, but there are a number of potentials.
I understand police were at this home on Saturday?
Not to my knowledge.
There's a lot of talk on Facebook that apparently police were there on Saturday, that Jonathan Fava had a previous gun incident, I guess, last August. Can you go into that?
We have had records show that we had 2 encounters with him, both encounters involving guns. He does not have an arrest record. And I will check on that issue if we were there last Saturday.
That's what neighbors are saying.
I will look into that.
Give us an idea of what the encounters entailed? What sort of
both encounters, he was in possession of a long rifle. One was outside of his house. The other was inside of his house.
Permitted, licensed?
Long rifles don't require permits.
The one from 2016, he was apparently pointing guns at animals, police officers. Do you know that to be true?
That is accurate. That's the way it was reported.
In 2016, what was it, August?
I'm not sure exactly when that was.
Okay. But he wasn't arrested?
I can't comment on that. He does not have an arrest record at this time.
Were there any orders of protection or previous calls of domestic incidents at this home?
No.
Can you talk about the weapon that may have been used in this situation and anything else that may have been found in the home?
Several weapons were recovered. I'm not at this point. I don't want to comment on exactly how many, but there were several that consisted of long guns as well as handgun and bow and arrows. So,
did either of the deceased have a permit for the handgun?
No.
Can
you talk about the weapon used in the shooting?
It's still to be determined if among those weapons is the weapon used in the shooting, but we believe at this point we have the weapon that was used in the shooting.
Was it the same firearm for both shootings?
That's still to be determined, so we'll have to wait for forensics to determine that.
Any indication that the family friend was involved in the shooting, the one who called the police?
Again, I think it's premature to speculate on exactly what happened. There were 3 people in the home, very possibly 3 people in close proximity when the gunshots were fired, shots or shot. All of that is still under investigation by investigators.
The murder weapon was a long gun or a handgun?
Pardon me?
The murder weapon, long gun or handgun?
As I mentioned, we're not at a position to state exactly which weapon was used. We believe we have the weapon, but I'm not going to comment on which one that was yet.
When you were there in August, that was just this past August, was that for the gun inside the home? He was threatening someone inside the home?
I don't know that he was threatening somebody, but he was possessing a long gun, and it was concerning to somebody.
Understood.
Did you say
where was the baby located when police arrived, please?
In a separate room,
Unharmed.
unharmed, yes, and is currently in custody of a family member.
And does it appear one of the wounds is self-inflicted?
I can't comment on that. It's too early to speculate on that.
Did you say whether there were prior domestic incidents at the home?
We do not have a record of that.
Are you able to identify the initial shooter?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Are you able to identify the initial shooter?
Identify the initial...
Who was shot first?
Can't speculate on that yet either.
Do you have any information on the nature of their relationship, or if it was volatile, or if it, just any history, maybe not calls to police, but any information you can share with us?
We are not, we're still looking for public information regarding that. Right now, there's nothing to indicate that it was a significantly tumultuous relationship. Might have been some bickering, but nothing outstanding to our knowledge in terms of their relationship. I will add that there was evidence of alcohol use at the scene. So we're also looking into that as a potential contributing factor.
And does the female victim have a criminal record?
She has a minor criminal record. The female victim or the caller?
I'm sorry, the female deceased.
The deceased has no criminal record. Caller has a minor criminal record.
Do you know can you say what her age is?
The caller is 27.
And you said she was an acquaintance of both people?
Correct.
I mean, is there any indication of a love triangle issue here?
No.
Is there any indication of drug use? Drug use?
No.
So would it suffice to say that it's a mystery at this point?
Yeah, yes, you could use that term. It's a, I don't know if I use a mystery, but it's certainly, and something occurred there yet to be determined. So,
Although Suffolk Police are confirming murder-suicide.
not to my knowledge, they haven't made that public statement that it's a murder-suicide. That is a definite consideration.
At this point, you don't know, or you don't want to indicate who fired the shots?
Still under investigation. Too early to say definitively.
And did you say, I'm sorry, that he had a criminal record? The gentleman?
No, I said the deceased male has no criminal record.
Do you know that? Do you have a total number of the weapons that were found in the house?
I don't.
But there were long guns, handguns, and bow and arrow?
With long guns, I believe a singular handgun and bow and arrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Can you check now into Saturday tonight?
Could you do me a favor?
You can get all of these latest facts and information right here on CBSN New York and on our website, cbsnewyork.com.